The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. Him make an eye like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yay! Though I Rasta go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with no oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of I with me. I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja, kadama we groma be ya tela e higzag beer tana istalina bashante shante 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 shante. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat that is scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law I see I did sunrise and sundown. Him I go dear like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in the season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. Yay! The heathen them now there, so them there like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous, for the Lord God Jah. Never the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, sure. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Our mouse of Bolisa. Adan water. It was sick player 4. Our Tanyumo. Wo you wala dong. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here we speak truth to power. In my name. Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot where they are subjected to some good amount of heating. In the aftermath, they produce food. Ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is us, the eaters, who do, yet every time. The black pot and the ingredients will rise to the occasion by collaborating and producing nothing but sumptuous food in all its sumptuousness and palatability. A lesson of selflessness, a lesson of generational thinking, a lesson of sacrifice. Any nation that is not rewarding of sacrifice, any nation that does not uphold sacrifice is an empty nation. Any nation that is not generational thinking is an empty nation. Any nation that is not selfless is an empty box. This is why we are here, talking about building our nation. My brother, my sister, a lot of our youth are running out of the nation. They are going all the way to different lands. Right now, all the churches are preaching, traveling to America, traveling to England, and marrying white people. It looks like our heritage has gone down the drain. Now, the biggest prophecy you would have in the churches in Ghana is that you are traveling abroad to America or to England, and there you will marry a white man or a white woman, and everybody jubilates. Where is our heritage? Where is our pride? My brother, my sister, black people are a great people who started civilization. We are restoring all the heritage back to our land. That is why we are going on a 16 regional tour, touring all the 16 regions of the nation. We are going to schools, talking about patriotism. We enter the market spaces, talk about patriotism. We enter the streets and we talk about patriotism. My brother, we have taken it upon ourselves. We have decided that it is time to walk the talk, and this is what we are doing. If you are touched by this message and you want to donate to our mobile money, the numbers are rolling on the screen. If you want to donate using our account number via the GT Bank, you are so welcome. Come what may, we will still hit the streets because we know you are there. We have written to a lot of companies, hoping that they will come to our aid to be able to preach the message of patriotism. The biggest problem of Ghana, the biggest problem of Africa is the problem of patriotism. We have it all, yet we have nothing. It's all because when we steal from the motherland, we believe it is a holy thing to do. We applaud the thieves who steal from us. After all, they say it is for all of us. My brother, my sister, it is time to bring patriotism to the center stage. When patriotism places the backbone of the nation, the foundation of the nation, you will see that the nation grows. Need I talk more? If you are touched by this message, if you want to see us grow the next level of generational patriots, my brother, my sister, the time is now. I am eager to do that. Nothing will stop me from doing it. Nothing will stop this team from going to all the four corners of this country to preach patriotism. Now, on the 6th and the 7th of April, we're going all the way to the Bono and the Ahafo regions. In fact, we went to Tiobodom Secondary School the other day, and we did what we're supposed to do. Then we went all the way to Ekumfi, my brother, my sister, secondary school, where we did our own thing. My brother, my sister, Ekumfi Amiao Secondary School, that was where we went. Now, this weekend, that's on the 6th and the 7th of April, that's next weekend, we are going all the way to the Bono and the Ahafo. We are going to Sewa Kese Secondary School. We are going to Sunyani Secondary School. We are also going to Boachi Tromu Secondary School. We are also going, my brother, my sister, to Odumasemai Secondary School. It's going to be interesting. 4 schools. With your help, we shall go there. Of course, we need fuel to fuel our cars. We need to be able to be on a journey. We spend a lot of money on fuel. That's what we are asking you for. Maybe you have a fuel filling station and you want to give us fuel. Oh my God. It will lift a big burden from our shoulders. We will come and fuel our cars and then go. When we go to the schools, we give them gifts as well. Maybe you have a bread company. You want to give us bread on the journey. Maybe you have something that students like, maybe books, maybe pens, stationery, whatever it is. We will gradually move onto you with all respect and gladly pick up this. I want to say thank you so much. It's the My Dear Ghana Patriotism Tour. My name is Blakk Rasta. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here, my youth. Today we have 5 very interesting issues to look at, and I pray that so does not doomify us. Run it, my youth. Number 1, free tablets for students, a mockery. There's a man who thinks that Nana Addo and his government saying they're going to give free tablets to students right here in Ghana is nothing but a mockery. This is not the first time they're talking about tablets. Remember they said 1 teacher, 1 tablet? Or was it 1 teacher, 1 laptop? My brother, my sister, what has become of that? Interesting things happening in our country. Many have asked, if the students even get the tablets at all, where would the electricity be so we can charge the tablets? We live in a country where politicians have 6, 7, 8 tablets and they do not even know how to switch them off and on. Yet, the ladies who are going to school do not even have sanitary pads. Yet politicians have iPads. They do not have the pads when their menstrual cycle comes around. Is it yet another such priority gone wild? Run the story, my youth. Watch this. And this one is coming all the way from Ghana Web. It says, why hand over tablets to students who are fed poor and unhygienic meals in our schools? And this is a lecturer to the government of Ghana. A lecturer and psychologist, Samuel Ziga, has raised concerns over the 1 student, 1 tablet policy. He averred that there are serious and fundamental challenges confronting education, most importantly, the implementation of the free senior high school. Samuel Ziga lamented that feeding had become a topical and serious crisis in our senior high schools. He said the quality of food given to our students in the schools is low, yet the government has found it prudent to distribute a tablet to each student. Speaking in an interview on Frontline on Rainbow Radio 87.5 FM, he said some teachers do not even have access to laptops to teach our students, yet the government has launched what it calls the Smart School Project. Dash it away. Samuel Ziga has spoken, and he couldn't have spoken any better. My brother, these tablets, what are they going to charge them? What electricity are they going to use? Dumso is enough to even destroy these tablets. Ask Asantehene and he will tell you that. He said all his gadgets in his palace are destroyed, all because of Kania Fuen. That's what Asantehene said. My brother, when you live in a country where there is erratic power supply, yet the people at the helm of affairs are not bold enough to tell you the problem that is facing the country and what it to look like, is a different problem. Politicking the whole thing into a big mess. We have a problem with that kind of government. Now come here, let's deal with it better. We are going on a nationwide tour all over Ghana, and we go to the schools. We go to the dining hall and also film the food that the students eat. We go to the kitchen and film what the matrons are cooking for the students, if only they allow us. In some of the schools, they do not, knowing very well what they are preparing for the students. But whatever it is, we all know it is no more a secret that a table of 10 students eating kenke, a ball of kenke each, they have one kobe to share amongst 10 people. What is kobe? Is salted fish. 10 people would have to share it. They have to get a knife, cut the small fish, the miserable fish, into 10 different parts. Is this good enough to nourish the brains of the students? Let's go to China. In China, students eat 4 or 5 times a day. Whilst they are served with their main meal, they end it up with fruits and vegetables. Sometimes they are even given ice cream, and so on and so forth at one sitting. Tell me one school in Ghana that gives ice cream to students. Tell me one school in Ghana that provides vegetables. I went to TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School at a time that Ghana was even better economically. My brother, all 7 years I stayed in school, all the way to somewhere 1995. I entered somewhere in 1989 and I finished somewhere in 1995. 7 years of schooling from O level to A level. There was not a single day I ate vegetables. Not a single day I ate fruits. All 7 years, from 1989 all the way to 1995. Those of you who attended school around those ages, those times and those years, tell me if you ever were given any fruits. That you go to the dining hall, you eat in your rice, then they bring you mangoes or apples, or they bring you some bananas and say that after eating this, in fact, everybody's laughing right here in the MCR. It's a shame. Yet we are the people who teach people balanced diet. Why are our students not eating vegetables and fruits? And we all know that all these things nourish their brains. So we intentionally are building dumb students from our factory from malnourishment. You go to the schools, and when the dining hall bell goes, you see the students walking towards the dining hall, and you realize that they are suffering from advanced levels of kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor. Some of them, my brother, the way they eat the food, they are like prisoners. Recently, there was a video that made the rounds one small, tiny, miserable orphan fish that was served to 10 students. And they were trying to mathematically use quadratic equation to see how they would divide this fish amongst 10 people in the school. We went to Nalerugu Secondary School. We went all the way to Ndewura Jakpa Secondary School. Brilliant students. But I sympathize with all these students. What do they eat? How many of us know the law of nutrition? It says you are what you eat. If you eat junk, you are junk. I am a vegetarian. In fact, vegan. High level of vegan. I respect what I eat so much. I don't eat bananas that look like impotent whatever. I eat bananas that are healthy. I don't eat avocados that have dents. I eat good avocados. My brother, these are the things we are looking at. And I'm so sad that some of these things are happening to our students. Come here, my youth. Watch this. I am so sad that the students who are supposed to be the future leaders are treated like prisoners. They are treated like people who don't matter. And then you come with tablets and say you are giving to them. You know what is going to happen? A lot of these students are going to sell the tablets to buy food. A lot of the students will sell the tablets to buy vegetables and fruits. Should I tell you a small story? I used to have an uncle, may he rest in peace, he's gone. Wherever you are, uncle, rest in perfect peace. He used to work in a company so hard. The salary was so small. But every month, they will give them something like shoes. Then they might add some other thing, like, apart from the shoes, sometimes they brought them, some other things like soap and all those things. You know what he did? Anytime the shoes came, there were more than 10 people who would come and knock at his door ready to buy that. He would never wear those shoes because he was hungry. My brother, the shoe has become a luxury. The tablet would be a luxury to the students. Even if I were the students, I wouldn't go to the dining hall and see soup that looks like colored water. You serve tea, and when you look at the tea, it settles all the way to the bottom. You have to hold it and shake it, spray for 2 hours before it mixes up again. The kind of milk powder they serve the students, oh my God, a lot of it is expired. They have thrown all this away from China and all those places, and some people have gone to carry them. They've brought them here to feed your future leaders. Why are we suffering like this? Why do we treat our future leaders like this? All because of politics. Some dirty free SHS. If it's not working, clear it up. Your dirty free SHS is turning our children into orphans and turning them into nothing but prisoners, killing their brains. Hey, sometimes when you run after free things, you are running into your grave. These tablets, mark it on the wall. If they succeed at all in giving them the tablets, go back after 2 months and check how many of the students still have their tablets. They will sell the tablets to buy food. Common sense. Dash it. What a nation. What a mockery. Next story, my youths. Now, the next story we are looking at is this. Ghana Jackie Chan Karate Judiciary. Ghana Jackie Chan Karate Judiciary. How many of us know what the judiciary is all about? It's about the law courts, right? Our laws and the law courts. Come here, my youth. Watch this. We all remember that recently the president of Ghana refused to sign a certain gay bill, better still, anti-gay bill, as it is so called. But they properly call it proper family and human blah, 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 blah bill. Is so much of a mouthful. He's running away from signing it because his masters in the West don't like it. And once he's still eating the crumbs from off the table of the West, he dares not try to be sovereign. He dares not try to be independent. So, all of a sudden, they said two people had gone to the Supreme Court challenging the so-called anti-gay bill. And Mr. President said, well, I'm ready to sign. Once the matter is taken off the Supreme Court and handled fine, I will sign it and no problem. But as it stands right now, I am a very obedient servant. Let us finish with the courts. But my brother, when the e-levy came, the speed with which they signed it, it was still being challenged in court, and Mr. President went ahead to sign it without looking at the courts. Some of the propagandists from his dirty party are saying that he has learned from his mistakes by signing the e-levy before the court decided on it. It didn't even go through Parliament. They stopped all the road tolls and brought e-levy. Today, e-levy is nothing but a farce. It's a mirage. My brother, the same thing is happening. Mr. President says he won't sign until the Supreme Court deals with it in a tit-for-tat fashion. The opposition in Parliament decided to also go to the same Supreme Court and say, okay, Mr. President is bringing in new appointees to be vetted in Parliament. I am also fighting against this, that we shall not vet these appointees until Mr. President deals with the Supreme Court issue and signs the so-called anti-gay bill. Come here. I hope it's clear. Right? So tit for tat. Mr. President doesn't want to sign, and he's using the Supreme Court. Minority in Parliament also wants the president to sign, but the president's interest is in the new appointees. They also say, okay, no new appointees. We are going to court. And they went to court. The man who went to court is called Roxin Dafiamepo. That's him. Roxin Dafiamepo. Today, the courts have decided, listen, it's very important. This was the second man to go to court. The first man who went to court on the anti-gay bill, his case is still sitting. The Supreme Court is not looking at it yet. Because if they look at it quickly, Mr. President may have to sign. Mr. President doesn't want to sign. So they jump that case to look at the one that came second. So it's not about first come, first serve. It's about what interests the president. You understand? Run the story, my youth. Watch this. Supreme Court strikes out the Fiamepo injunction application against Akufo-Addo ministerial nominees. Tit for tat. What a nation. Now the Supreme Court has struck out an interlocutory injunction case filed by the Member of Parliament for South Dai, Roxin Nelson Dafiamepo. Now, the MP suit was to challenge the constitutionality of the appointments made by President NAANA Addo Akufo-Addo for ministerial positions. Reading the judgment of the court, the Chief Justice of Ghana, Gertrude Torkuno, stated that in the circumstances, there is no reason to attempt to stay the hand of Parliament regarding the vetting of the newly nominated ministers. With regard to the post-reassignments, the facts presented by plaintiff indicate that the president had not submitted their names for vetting. Dash it away. Long and short of it all, they are supposed to go back to Parliament and accept the nominees of the president or the appointees of the president for a vetting. But the minority in Parliament, even before this, had rescinded its decision that, Mr. President, don't worry about it. Bring the people, we shall still vet them. Mr. President is bent on not signing the so-called anti-gay bill. And they are playing politics. My brother, I've said it time and again. Come here, my youth. Watch this. It's not about the gay bill. It's about the sovereignty of the nation. It's so dangerous that the West can still have its long hands in our democracy or our pseudo-democracy in this period when we call ourselves independent. The very first nation south of the Sahara to be independent. Where is your independence? You are still eating crumbs from off the table of the West. When you discover any mineral resources, you move geometrically towards poverty more than towards wealth. It's sad. But this is where we are. Now, the appointees will come to Parliament. Mr. President is playing the childish game of not facing his responsibilities. He's trying to use the law courts, those that he himself handpicked and put in there, so that his dirty agenda can be fulfilled. It's the Blakk Pot. Come here, my youth. When we return, we got more. In the interim, my name Blakk Rasta. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot. Kuku show, man.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kuku Show. And here we speak truth to power. We'll be taking your messages, and at the same time, we have more for you. That story, my you. Run it, my you. Watch this. Catholic Church at war with Pope over LGBTQI+. Now, we all remember that the Pope is the symbol of the Catholic Church, the hierarchy. The Pope is very important when it comes to the Catholic Church. The Pope is the most important person. I use the word person when it comes to the Catholic Church. The decision of the Pope stands supreme aside the decision of the Bible. My brother, my sister. But for some time now, the Pope has been blessing gay marriages and has been asking the Catholic Church to bless gays, though not in the church. A lot of Catholic bishops, fathers, and priests have stood against it, and they do not want to hear it. Come here, and this is why. Watch this. They don't like it because they believe that the Bible is against it. The Catholic Church has fought homosexuality for a very long time, even though it is so rife in the Catholic Church. One, a lot of them own up and say they don't want to marry, so they remain a celibate life. They lead a celibate lifestyle. They also have the nuns who don't also get married, but anytime they want to get married, they could leave the nunnery and go into their marriage. My brother, my sister, the history of the Catholic Church goes deep into it. A lot of them who said they are not getting married are hiding and doing what married people should be doing. A lot of them are pedophiles. Some are pedophiles. What does it mean to say pedophile? An adult man or woman who has sexual relations with a minor, a little child. That's why in that song, Sodom and Gomorrah, I sang it and I made it clear. Bring down the fire, Jehovah. We need the fire, oh Jaja. Burn down the system, burn down the state. Punish the leader. They listen to this. So many church yet sinner increase. Roman father in a pedophilia. We know have no love now is man to man, too much wickedness. Now the last pope who came and left before this one was busy going around apologizing to people whose families had been sodomized or pedophiled by the Catholic Church. At the end of the day, he resigned and went away. Too much work. My brother, the Pope says we should bless gays and lesbians, though not in the church. But watch this. Your delay in assenting to anti-LGBTQI plus bill, not justified. These are Catholic bishops, and they are talking to Nana Akufo-Addo. So the Pope is on one side saying bless gay marriages. These bishops are also on one side saying no. Assent to the bill. Put your signature to the bill so that gays can be squeezed more in our country. But the Pope made it clear also. Can you find me the photo of the Pope? The Pope made it clear when he said that, oh, the Catholic Church really doesn't have too much of any problem with what he said in terms of blessing gays and lesbians. It is the African bishops, the African Catholics, because of whose culture they are fighting homosexuality. Did you hear that? It's no more about the Bible. The Pope has moved out of the Bible. He says, oh, it's not about the Bible. Oh. Their culture is what is asking them not to do it. But the rest of the Catholics in the world, they agree with me that we can bless gays and gay marriages. It looks like the African bishops are angry. Some of them are probably moving out of the Catholic Church. They are angry. In Ghana, this is what they are saying. That the delay in assenting to the bill is annoying. Is that what they said? The delay in assenting to anti-gay bill, not justified. That's what the Catholic bishops are saying to the president of Ghana, Akufo-Addo. Now, the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference has urged President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin to collaborate in ensuring the implementation of the people's will regarding the controversial Human Sexual Rights and Ghana Family Values Bill, also known as the Anti-LGBTQI plus bill. Currently, there is an impasse over the transmission of the bill from Parliament to the presidency. The president halted the transmission of the anti-gay bill while the Speaker of Parliament suspended the approval of new ministerial nominees, citing a court case. That's it. So, I said it somewhere before. The parliamentarians who represent all the constituents of Ghana and the constituencies are telling us that the will of the people is that they don't want homosexuality. They want the bill to be passed. Mr. President, one man says that no. In his own wisdom, he thinks that he won't sign it. Now, I said it. Somebody argued with me and told me, but the president was also elected by the people. He also represents the whole of Ghana. That is true. But the difference is this. The president was elected almost 4 years ago. We haven't had any election again. So it means that the many people who would have changed their minds within this period about his presidency. In fact, his level of, what's that thing? There's an American term they use. The rate of whatever it is. Well, I'll get that word. My brother has come down. Now, the newest election we have is that the constituents and the constituencies have voted through the parliamentarians that they don't want it. So it has overridden the relevance of this president. I don't know how many people understand. The president was voted almost 4 years ago. After the first 4 years, the people haven't had the mandate to change their minds again. There are a lot of people who are not happy with this president. If there was an election today, this president would lose. But at least the constituents are still speaking with their parliamentarians. And according to them, this is what they want. They want the gay bill to be passed. So I will see them as more relevant than an irrelevant president. How many people agree with me? It's the Black pot, aka Kokoshonamo. Now, what would the Catholic Church do? Will we now have the African Catholic Church, or it will still be the Roman Catholic Church? I'm asking. Write it down. Over the standoff with the Pope on LGBTQI plus issues, will we now have the African Catholic Church? I finished. When we return, your messages will be read. Hey! Wayo! My name Blakk Rasta. When I was growing up as a child, there was something called a courtesy for boys and girls that helped to train us and raise us up in patriotism. But today, a lot of this patriotism has been lost. Today, our children are beginning to lose everything in terms of our heritage. They have lost out on our history, lost out on our greatness. It is on the bedrock of this I am embarking on a nationwide tour of patriotism. Remember, it's patriotism, not politics. We shall go to all the 16 regions of Ghana. And in every region, we will organize students and speak to them about patriotism. We will organize a small quiz competition where we shall give prizes out. And these prizes are going to be prizes that are souvenirs from Ghana. Right after that, we will organize a certain concert, either in the market space or even on the streets, accessible to everybody. And we will catch the music lovers and deliver the same message to them. It's on the bedrock of this. I would like you to be part of this. Please donate to this great cause. We are raising a next generation of patriots. It's the lack of patriotism that is making us steal from our own country. It's the lack of patriotism that makes us feel like when we steal from the government, we are stealing from space. It's the lack of patriotism that makes us owe allegiance to some foreigners more than us. It's the lack of patriotism that makes foreigners come into this country and behave like demigods, and we see them as such. My brother, my sister, donate so we can move out there. Maybe you want to give us something else in kind. We are ready for you. Our numbers are rolling on the screens, and you can donate into our bank account or onto our phone number, and we will gladly appreciate and acknowledge you. This is the National Patriotism Tour that we have taken on ourselves to make sure that the nation, Ghana, stands tall again like before. My name is Blakk Rasta, and I thank you for listening. God bless you. Ghana shall prosper. Ghana will rise again. Bless you.
Black pot. Coco show man.
Bless you. Ghana shall rise again. Ghana shall prosper. It's the Black pot. Are you donating? We truly need it to be able to complete this. We've done half already. and it's time to complete it. We're supposed to be ending on the 2nd of May, but because of the 2-week break for Easter, we will extend it by 2 weeks and it will be done. So in the month of May, it will all be over and we all will be jubilating. Now, on Friday, we'll bring you another documentary. We will have 2 documentaries already. Some of the schools we have visited so far. More documentaries are going to come up at the end of it all. We're going to have a major documentary, a big one, seeing all the schools together. But for now, we are just updating you on what we are doing on this journey. Let's see your comments and then we will move on. KUAMI Logoso says, Woyoy. One in the boy says, welcome again, Blakk Rasta. We pray hard today to Dumso should not spoil the show. Odum says, welcome, Blakk, more fire. And then Tijani Gang says, good evening, Godfather. Welcome, Dad. And then Black Empire Leader says, one in the boy, hoping for the best today, of course. We are hoping for the best, certainly. That's what we are telling him. Mr. Humble says, good day, brother. You are God sent. Continue doing the great work you're doing for Mother Ghana. Thank you. Critical Consciousness is Blakk. Your crew still don't have the timestamps with uploaded videos. Please remind them again. It makes watching easier. So, Jeff, they want to have the timestamps that they've been talking about, so that if they want to skip on to the next story, they can skip on to the next story and all that. Is it possible to do that? Is it possible? All right, so we are going to look at that. In fact, if we were recording the show and then posting it, we could have done that, but because it's live, we are unable to do that. But we'll still try to find a way. If it was not a live show, then we could have done stamping. But because it's live, it goes on like that. Unless we have to go back and then pick up what we recorded and then upload it again with the stamps on there. If that's what you want, why not? We can do that. And then KUAMI Logoso says, the best love to make you grow well and to live longer is the love you give. Everybody needs somebody because of selflessness. Did he say selflessness? Yes, selflessness. Because selflessness is the mark of true love. And it says, well, thank you so much, KUAMI Logo. So we appreciate you. Royal Anchor TV says, as for the tablets, I heard they have power banks that can be charged using solar. Hallelujah. Solar. We live in a country, even at this point, the heat that is blowing us is so much. They've never been able to turn that sunlight into solar energy for the nation. And I'm still wondering, somebody is busily trying to send the sea to Kumasi. When there's so much sunlight here, we can't change that into solar energy. Sometimes I think Ghanaians, boy. One anybody says, instead of having the government solve the old problems before implementing a new thing, we leave it and jump to another one that we will be facing the same problems with. I agree with you. Zache Emmanuel, teach me, Daddy. Zache Emmanuel, aka Governor from Wusuta, gave us 100 Ghana cedis the other day. Thank you so much. If you have more, please send us more. We will need more money to be able to go around. Francis Ampim says, Blakk, the truth is bitter. No one is bigger than the truth. Zache Emmanuel says, Jaw. It's a Black Port. We have 2 more stories to go. Run the story, my youth. The next story says, KUAMI Eugene, Dr. Fake. Who is KUAMI Eugene? He is a Ghanaian musician. Yes. Come on, Monica. Come over. Make you chop love and duna. You know, I'm not too much of the fans of KUAMI Eugene and the rest, but I do enjoy their music. And I appreciate them so much. I'm a reggae person. Of course, I enjoy Afrobeat and some other, but I am strictly a reggae-minded person. I enjoy some other beats, but you understand what I mean. I love him. Ghanaians love him so much. And if I'm not able to sing his song too well, pardon me, because I'm a reggae person, right? Kuchoko person. KUAMI Eugene was involved in an accident. I think he's still at the hospital. Then all of a sudden, there was a message that came out from a doctor, in quotes, that, oh, he's in very critical condition. We need prayers for him. From when I saw that, I knew it was a fake doctor. Because a proper doctor will never go to the family and tell the family that your son or your brother is in very critical condition. Only prayer can save him. Then let's take him to a prayer camp. Why is the person in the hospital? But Ghanaians believe that, and a lot of news platforms publish that as well. Kwame Eugene's doctor is calling for prayer without authenticating the person. Oh, we were here and Kwame Eugene just came in. He's in a critical condition at the UGMC hospital, and Ghanaians fell for that. Then 2 days after, we heard that the doctor had even been suspended for being unprofessional. That was where I said, oh, so it's truly a doctor that made those unprofessional remarks? My God, how could a doctor do that? But now, the true story is coming out. Doctor who claimed to have Kwame Eugene's health status is an imposter. GMA vice president. He's the vice president. Professor Dr. Ernest York. That's what he says. That's an imposter. Now, the vice president of the Ghana Medical Association, GMA, Professor Dr. Ernest York, has disclosed that the supposed doctor who disclosed Kwame Eugene's health status on social media after his accident is an imposter. According to him, after investigations, the GMA did not find any Dr. Amina Harun on the record of the University of Ghana Medical School where Kwame Eugene was hospitalized. Additionally, she's not on the roll of doctors of the regulators. Now, the Medical and Dental Council do not also have this name there. That's what they're trying to say, but some grammatical, they say the devil's print or whatever. Professor York noted on Joy FM Super Morning Show on Monday. Run it by you. He said that she belongs to none of this institution, and therefore we can say she is not a medical doctor. So, quite clearly, it looks like an imposter who is pretending to be a doctor and seeking to malign doctors and put the name of the profession into disrepute. Highlighting the red flags, Professor York said that the designation Doctor of Medicine she has in her Twitter bio is not a regular title a practicing doctor uses in this country. He added, then a psychologist and therapist. Which therapist? Even the language suggests that she does not know what she's saying. That should tell her. So it comes to feed on my fears. In Ghana, we have a lot of fake doctors and quack doctors on social media. If you're not careful, you'll be swayed by them. So a professionally speaking, this is not how you even title somebody in the medical profession. Therapist, that. Which doctor in Ghana would go on social media and say, oh, this person just came in here and this person is so critically ill that Ghana has to pray for the person? I've never heard that. I'm glad it's an imposter. That's it. And to Kwame Eugene, we wish you all the best and we hope that you come out healthy and continue feeding your fans with good music. Come out well. Speedy recovery. Final story and we are done. Lord God have mercy. Professor NAANA JANE-AGYEMANG and not NAANA. We live in a country where we are so politically myopic, tribalistically demonic. Depending on where you come from, you could be applauded. It's not about the content of your brain anymore. It's about where you come from. I remember my frustrations when I was in Tamale. And I also remember my frustrations in Kumasi. In Tamale, people from the South are not, well, in my days, maybe things have changed now, are not really giving the due regard they're supposed to get. Oh, this person is from the South. I don't want to mention any ethnic group. This person is from the South. Ah, this person eats this. Oh, this person is that. Kazanta. Darnama. Volebala. Jahannama kabiyanche. You see that? I used to see that growing up in Tamale. People vilifying some people from the South. Not everybody though. Then I went to the South to school and I saw a reciprocation of that. We mu. Omu wi nkramai. Apotro nyina omu wi. We mu. Shia. Teniba. The way they even put the emphasis on the T, you might think it's a triple T. Teniba. 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 I remember when I was in Form 1, there was this senior, his teeth were like those of a dragon. That's if a dragon has teeth at all. His nose was so mongoloid, it looked like an ancient demon. He would see me and say, and the Kraman saying away. Kraman nam saying away. I look at him. We Kraman. Then he would look at me and say, Fioko, kneel down. He couldn't even say kneel down. Say, kneel down. Kneel down there. How many dogs have you eaten today? I say, I've not eaten any dog. I don't eat dogs. You are a liar. Get out. Kneel down. Kneel down. You will kneel down till the second coming of Jesus Christ. The only way we could set ourselves free. Marry me and pay. Senior marry me and pay. Say unto me, can we? You say we. Say we. Can we? Say we. Marry me and pay. Can we? It will become a tug of war. Unnecessary humiliation. I don't come from the region. I don't speak the way you speak. We have different ways of speaking. Why we come and say, Marie too? Marie. That's another punishment. Okay, kneel down. Kneel down there. My brother, how many more people are going through that kind of humiliation? Today, it has come into the very fiber of our political discourse. Look at this. NAANA JANE-AGYEMANG. And they say she's a Northerner. And some people are busily going around trying to debunk it and say, she's not a Northerner. Please vote for her. She is a South now. She's teaming up with a Northerner. So vote for her. NAANA JANE-AGYEMANG is not from Northern region. Ashanti Regional NDC chairman. It hurts me as this historian. Emiapa. Unim. Look, if I dare say, about half of the Ashantis we have today, if not 90%, are mixed with Northern blood. The Ewes we have today are mixed with Nigerian blood and some other ethnic. The Gans are mixed. So you see a guy walking, Nilante Otukwe Fio. That's his name. Nilante Otukwe Fio. Or Atukwe Fio. But if you check his blood, you will see some Enyonam. If you check his blood, you will see some Tribalism. If you look in his blood, you will see some Emeka in Nigeria. It saddens me. Go to the north. Kusasis and Mampusis are fighting. They are both Dagbamba. The original Dagbamba from the loins of Bewa. They call him Banwa. Kokomba, Dagomba are fighting from the same Dagbamba. Today, a Kokomba man can say, we don't want to have anything to do with Dagombas. Dagomba man will say, we don't want anything to do with Kokombas. And you are from the same backbone. You didn't know your history. Hey! Today, depending on where you come from, people might not vote for you. They are not interested in what you have upstairs. They are interested in what you eat, the dog that you eat. the snails that you eat, and so on and so forth. The church or the mosque you go to. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Andrews Augustus Nanakwesi, has refuted allegations made by Bernard Nchibo-Siakon, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, regarding the regional origin of Professor NAANA Jane Opoku-Agyeman. The controversy emerged from a viral video where Chairman Wontumi alleged that Professor NAANA Jane, the running mate to John Dramani Mahama for the 2024 election, does not hail from the central region, as she claims. Instead, he asserted that she originates from the northern region. However, Nanakwesi, speaking to Akuma FM on March 22, 2024, condemned Wuntumi's remarks, denouncing them as baseless and potentially harmful, particularly during an election year. The man who is coming to the rescue has poured more petrol into it. It's potentially harmful. This is very, very dangerous for our democracy. Why should he say that this person should not now? Don't you know that he said that we'll lose our election? Please, we don't want to lose. Why? All this is tablet. Now I'm going to catch a tablet. Now I'm going to the tablet. Asema enye wasem. Ntakwa enye untakwa. Uwabe patakeke. Tablet. Na adani untakwa. Now I'm going to catch a tablet. This is a prayer Mosi people really like. Any gathering you go and Moses are there, don't ask where Mosi is. Just raise the prayer topic and say, now we are going to pray against tablet. They will all rise up with their big smokes, putting their hands in their pockets, collection, they are coming to give. Now I'm going to catch a tablet. My brother, we are sick as a nation. Look, there was a powerful princess of Yendi from the palace of the Dagomba called Napari. Her lineage is what has produced the sincerely yours man, Prince Balfour. But Prince Balfour is seen as a saddener. Do you get it? But he proudly tells you that he traces his lineage all the way to the north. She was brought all the way into the south and her name was changed like it happened in the days of slavery and the wars and all when we were collaborating. That's another history lesson. Please, let's accept each other as Ghanaians and Africans and stop the unnecessary. This is a Northerner, this one eats dogs, this one is pork, this one is momone, this one is Kobe, and so on and so forth. Come here, my youth. Dash it. Cheap propaganda. It's been the Blakk Fort, aka Kokushonumu, where we speak truth to power. Can we see your final messages? And we're done. Zacha Emmanuel, aka Governor from Usuta, says, God's way, Jata says, we are listening live in Kumasi. Come here! Wayo. Now, Bomb Pyramid says, good evening, Black Rasta. I seriously hate it when politicians belittle our intelligence. Do they do it because of the few idiots we have in this country? Are you sure we are just a few idiots? Or a lot of idiots? There are just a few wise ones. Joseph Ayombisa says, hello, Father. You are doing a good job for Ghana. God bless you. Long life. We are praying for you. I accept that and I receive that. Amen. Gideon Borkete Bortei Akwaba says, Wayo. Oh, gosh. And on that note, I want to say thank you so much. If you have not donated yet, please do. On that note again, hey! Wayo!